Te Pāti Māori co-leader Ngarewa-Packer has joined a protest in Rarotonga calling on Cook Islands Prime Minister Mark Brown to stand down. It comes after Brown signed a contentious strategic partnership with China over the weekend, the details of which were only released late this afternoon. But Foreign Minister Winston Peters says there are more agreements still to be made public and he wants them out now. Senior reporter Juliet Speedy has the latest.
Ngarewa-Packer among the hundreds at the Cook Islands protest against the country's Prime Minister Mark Brown and his growing relationship with China.
To show our base how much sincerely we want to keep our relationship and of course our passports to New Zealand.
The Te Pāti Māori co-leader had just arrived in the country to celebrate 30 years of marriage with her husband.
We arrived at the airport and I wasn't aware of what had gone on with the passport and the delegation to China. And so there was this assumption that I had arrived for that.
The protest, organised by the leader of the country's United Party, was in response to the Cook Islands Prime Minister's trip to China, where he has signed a controversial partnership agreement, upsetting the New Zealand government.
I'm asking for you, as Prime Minister of this country, step down and be the I put them on notice today. One, he has to resign as Prime Minister of this country. So I asked him that, or otherwise, before that, I asked him to actually apologise on behalf of the people of the Cook Islands, to the people of the Cook Islands, more so to the people of the government of New Zealand.
It's not like home. Like it's not. They're not a group of people who largely are active in protesting. So when they do get to that point, it's a point of real extremes.
The Prime Minister here hadn't seen or heard what was in the agreement with China before it was released late this afternoon.
We expect to see it shortly. We'll take our time to digest it and then we'll obviously have conversations with the Cooks themselves.
The Cook Islands government says the 5-year action plan negotiated between the two governments sets out a structured framework for future engagement in some areas of priority, including trade and investment, tourism, ocean science, aquaculture, agriculture, infrastructure and education. They say with the signing of the action plan, agencies of both governments can progress discussions on a sectoral basis to build on existing and future bilateral projects and initiatives. Deputy Prime Minister Winston Peters issued a statement after the agreement was released saying they note only one agreement has been released, but both the Cook Islands and Chinese governments have said that multiple agreements were signed and the government here wants them all released without delay. He said consultation and transparency must lie at the heart of the Cook Islands-New Zealand relationship.
We do not want to see our land and our oceans sold to the highest bidder.
Does this mean there's going to be more exploitation of really stretched resources? So there's, just real grassroots concerns and a lack of trust now, which, I'm over here often and I've never seen it this low before.
We're seriously concerned about our relationship with New Zealand. We want to keep our relationship with New Zealand, our citizenship, and also we want to stay connected with New Zealand. We want to keep our New Zealand passport. We've lived sort of like for the last 60 years, and we want to live again for another, the relationship for another 60 years.
Mark Brown did not front up to the protest today, but this is an issue that's not going away for him or his government.